Welcome to Gazzang's video training, where today we have a replay of a recent online event put on by Gazzang and GoGrid. Sit back and enjoy listening to Mike Frank, Vice President of Products at Gazzang, and Phil Gavlan, Solution Architect at GoGrid, as they talk about the essentials of data security in the cloud. Due to the length of this webinar, we have separated the video into 3 parts. This is part 3. If you have not seen the first 2 parts of this video, please check our website, www.gazzang.com.
And those files can be manipulated by whatever process you've given access to. All right, well, I'm done, and I'll hand it over to Philip.
Wonderful, thanks, Mike. So, pretty much, so what I'm going to cover is, as Mike has been covering, Gazzang really offers ways to be able to encrypt the data in the situation that your data was compromised. Now, as he was saying, that's pretty much the last worst-case scenario. We want to not even allow anyone to reach your data. We don't want them to get that deep in. And so there are other forms of physical forms of protection that we can offer in the cloud in order to do that. So one thing that GoGrid does specifically in this particular scenario is VLAN and network segregation. This is very, very important because as your data is flowing within the cloud, a lot of people have concerns in terms of multi-tenancy. Well, what we did is solve that problem by actually offering each customer their own dedicated VLANs for their account. That way, no VLAN is duplicated, and at the actual physical layer 2 network level, there's no multi-tenancy, in that fashion. So the multi-tenancy resides purely at the layer 1 physical level, but at the layer 2, each customer has their own VLAN. So there is no data contention. Any form of sniffing or anything along those lines would only actually operate within one particular customer's account. It would not be able to see another customer's data. Next is the way we actually designed our cloud servers and our portal management. The cloud servers are built actually locally on the physical disks, on the physical hosts that they reside on. Therefore, there is no large shared storage solution that can be compromised and offer some of the ability to reach your data and a slew of customers' data all at once. These virtual disks are stored locally on the physical devices. Beyond that, as Mike was mentioning, when it comes to employee considerations, you need to be able to actually offer the appropriate amount of access. And so within our portal, we have a role-based system to allow certain people certain limitations on what they can do within your portal, which includes creating servers, deleting servers, and anything along those lines. But also beyond that, we made sure that the portal does not directly affect the server whatsoever. So any form of information or changes made within the portal does not make any changes to the user-level access on the server, which is still completely managed by you. There are no backdoors or specific usernames that are created, and it's all managed by our customers. Key part of it is a hardware firewall in the cloud that actually covers your entire VLAN. So instead of actually purely depending on software firewalls on your servers, we can actually offer a level of abstraction where any form of harmful attack or intrusion at the network level will be stopped far before it actually reaches your servers. And with that, you also get very intricate features, including IPS, which will stop any form of DDoS attack and things along those lines that normally, are concerns in the cloud, especially when you're trying to build a popular online application. The more popular you get, the more chances there are that you're going to be hit with some form of harmful traffic. And so, working with Gazzang, what we decided is to make this as easy as possible for customers to be able to consume and utilize Gazzang's ability to encrypt your data and our ability to offer you physical security within the cloud. We have started a bundle together with Gazzang, which we're referring to as a data security bundle, which offers everything that I covered in terms of VLAN segregation, architecture between Gazzang and GoGrid for us to be able to offer you, as a customer, the ease of data security in the cloud.
Great. Thank you, Phil and Mike. This is Maria here. We're going to go ahead and start our Q&A session. And again, please type in your questions using the little question widget, and we'll get to all of them. I believe we have a couple. Let's go ahead and get started. Does this solution guarantee PCI compliance? I'll let both Mike and head that one up first.
I'll just go ahead and start that one off. So, you know, as Mike touched on, there are a lot of considerations when looking at PCI compliance, and they have a very long list of requirements that need to be met. Now, what Gazzang and GoGrid have put together is a bundle that definitely covers a lot of them. However, you know, there's no way of saying without a doubt that you're going to be approved for PCI compliance based on this infrastructure. But in terms of the needs of PCI compliance, this particular infrastructure and Gazzang software to encrypt your database and confidential information does cover a lot that you need and get you very close to PCI compliance.
It looks like we're having echoing problems with the line right now, so we're going to go ahead and finish off with we have 2 additional questions, and then all of the other questions that come around we'll go ahead and address via email. And so please, if you have a question, please feel free to just go ahead and type it, and we definitely will get back to you on that. Okay, so the next question is, why is it important to encrypt data at the block level? And Mike, I think that's probably a good question for you.
Right. So it's important to protect it from being taken off a disk somehow. And so, you know, and I would say that, you know, it should be protected at the block level, but really you want to protect even at a higher level, really at the file level. If it's encrypted at the file level, then you don't have to worry about block level encryption. And the block level encryption methods can be a bit onerous to implement at times because you have to sort of do that at the file format level. Whereas if you do it at the file level, you've got flexibility to do access controls on the data between particular processes in the data itself. So, you know, block level protects certainly from disk theft or from raw volume type of theft, but you know, it's still you still have to, you know, on block level encrypted things, you're still going to expose it at the operating system level on the mount. If you take it up to the above at the file level, it gives you some added options and some sort of transparency and ease of use so that you can bring this in later in the process, whereas with raw block level encryption, you have to do that early when you really create your volumes.
Great. This is a good question for Phil. If you can mute your line, Mike, please. Do I have full admin ability to configure the hardware firewall?
So in terms of our hardware firewall offering, you don't have the direct ability to configure it yourself. However, you do have the ability to ask us to configure it whichever way you like. So in terms of admin access, we have full admin access due to the fact it could be a multi-tenant device, but in this particular scenario, even though it's a single-tenant device, there are certain configurations we don't support. But you know, you just let us know how you want to set it up, and we can, for the most part, set it up that way. Key feature there is the fact that it is an actual Cisco ASA. It's trusted and true within the industry, and pretty much anyone with any IT experience is very familiar with just the way it functions. So, you know, we've built and chosen that specific product because it fits within our networking infrastructure very well, and we haven't run into a situation where customers have asked for configurations that we can't support. One particular aspect of this bundle, just going back one slide, is the fact that I also added the IPS module and the syslog server in this scenario. And the syslog server is important just due to the fact that we can actually configure the Cisco ASA to pass along all of its log information to a syslog server that sits within your environment, just if you would like a little bit more hands-on and to be able to see what the firewall is actually doing in real time for your own troubleshooting.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. If you have additional questions for us, just please let us know. You can reach mike.frank@gazzang.com, or you can follow him on Twitter. If you have additional questions specifically about the Gazzang product or want some more in-depth detail about data security, you also have access to Phil Gavlan, our solution architect here at GoGrid, and Phil is a wealth of knowledge on everything based in the cloud, so please take him up on his offer to answer and help assist you with your cloud architecture. I just want to let everyone know that there is a survey at the end of this webinar. Please just let us know what you thought, if it met your expectations, if you learned something, if there are additional items you'd like to hear about and would like us to host, please let us know. And please check your inbox. We'll be sending a follow-up email with some details on how to get started with the solution bundle and a discount that's available to everyone who is in attendance here today. So again, thank you for your time. I know it took a lot of coordination for some of you on various places in the globe, so thank you for your time, and this concludes our webinar.
You have just completed the final part of our three-part video, Gazzang and GoGrid's webinar, Essentials of Data Security in the Cloud. Please check our website, www.gazzang.com, for information on the other parts of this video. If you would like more information, please contact Gazzang.